I never imagined my marriage would come to this. My name is David, I'm 39, and until a few months ago, I thought I had a normal marriage with my wife, Lauren. We weren't perfect, but who is? We had our ups and downs, our arguments and reconciliations, and I always believed that whatever storms came our way, we would weather them together. I was wrong. It all started subtly, the kind of thing you could brush off as harmless jokes. Lauren would make little comments about me in front of our friends, about how I was too soft or too sensitive. I would laugh along because that's what you do, right? You don't want to be the guy who can't take a joke. But deep down, each jab left a bruise. Things escalated at a dinner party we hosted for our closest friends and some of Lauren's coworkers. The evening started well enough, wine glasses clinking, laughter echoing around the table. Then, out of nowhere, Lauren turned the spotlight on me. She started telling a story about our honeymoon, one that I had asked her never to share. She described, in detail, an intimate moment between us, framing it as some sort of comedy act for her audience. Everyone laughed. Everyone but me. I felt my face burning, my heart pounding, but I said nothing. I excused myself, retreated to the kitchen, and tried to collect myself. One of her friends followed me, patted my shoulder and said, "Come on, man. It's all in good fun." But it didn't feel like fun. Felt like betrayal. That night, when everyone left, I confronted Lauren. I told her she had crossed a line. She rolled her eyes and said, "You're overreacting, David. Don't be so dramatic. It was just a joke." I wanted to believe her, to let it go, but the seed of humiliation had already been planted deep inside me. Over the next few weeks, the pattern continued. She would slip in more cutting remarks in social settings, each one chipping away at my dignity. If I expressed hurt, she'd dismiss me as too sensitive. If I stayed silent, she'd take it as permission to keep going. The breaking point came during her company's annual gala. I didn't want to go, but she insisted. "It'll mean a lot to me if you're there," she said. So I went, dressed in my best suit, determined to make her proud. The evening was grand. Crystal chandeliers, music playing softly, everyone in elegant attire. For a while, I even enjoyed myself. But then Lauren, standing with a group of her colleagues, decided to entertain them at my expense. She leaned into the circle, smirking, and said, "You know what's funny? David can't even..." She went on to share something so private, so humiliating, that I felt the room spin around me. Gasps, laughter, awkward smiles. It was all a blur. In that moment, I realized something important. This wasn't just about jokes. This wasn't about being too sensitive. This was about respect, or rather, the lack of it. And respect is the foundation of any marriage. Without it, love means nothing. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't yell or storm out. Instead, I smiled. Calm, deliberate smile. Because what Lauren didn't know was that I had been preparing for this moment. For weeks, I had been keeping something to myself, something that would turn her laughter into silence. I stood there, surrounded by her colleagues, their laughter echoing like knives in my ears. Lauren was glowing, enjoying her performance, believing she had control of the narrative. But I wasn't the same man who had quietly endured her ridicule for months. This time I was ready. I waited for the laughter to fade, then looked directly at her. "That's funny, Lauren," I said evenly, "because I remember you begged me not to mention the real reason you were late to our wedding rehearsal." Her smile faltered, just slightly, but enough for me to notice. The group grew quiet. I continued, my voice calm, steady, carrying just enough weight to command attention. "You told everyone you were stuck in traffic. But the truth was different, wasn't it?" Lauren shifted uncomfortably, her eyes darting from one colleague to another. "David not here," she hissed, her voice sharp but nervous. "Oh, why not here?" I asked, my tone laced with the same casual amusement she had used on me so many times. "You thought it was hilarious to expose me, so let's share your little secrets too." A few people chuckled awkwardly, unsure whether I was joking or deadly serious. I didn't let the tension drop. While I was waiting at the chapel, wondering if you'd even show up, You were in a hotel room with your best friend from college. You remember that, don't you? The color drained from her face. The laughter that had filled the air minutes before was gone, replaced by stunned silence. One of her colleagues muttered, "Wait, what?" And another glanced at Lauren, clearly uncomfortable. She tried to recover. "That's not true, you're making things up," she said. But her voice lacked conviction. She looked exposed, cornered. I leaned in slightly, lowering my voice just enough so that the group had to lean closer. "You should know, Lauren, I've kept the messages. Every word, every photo. I never used them because I wanted to protect you, because I loved you. But now, after what you've done tonight," I straightened up, my smile never fading. "Maybe it's time people see who you really are." Her colleagues exchanged uneasy glances. The dynamic had shifted completely. She wasn't the confident woman making jokes anymore. She was the one being judged, scrutinized. Lauren reached for my arm, whispering, "Please, not here. Let's talk about this at home." But it was too late. The damage was done. The whispers had already begun. I excused myself politely, leaving her to face the storm she had created. That night I didn't yell. I didn't throw accusations. I simply told her that I was done. "Marriage is built on respect, Lauren," I said quietly as I packed a bag. "And you destroyed that in front of everyone. Tonight, I gave you a taste of what it feels like." Her tears came then, desperate apologies spilling out, promises to change. But I had heard them all before, just in different words. This time I felt nothing but clarity. Walking out of the house, I felt lighter than I had in years. The humiliation she thought would weaken me had become the very thing that set me free. And the look on her face, when the mask of superiority finally cracked, was the shock she never saw coming.